Cigars have been enjoyed for centuries for the rich flavor and smooth taste. But have you ever wondered why they can be so expensive? In this video, I'll take a closer look at the factors that contribute to the price of cigars in the UK and give you a better understanding of what you're paying for. When you make a purchase of a cigar, you're paying for more than just the tobacco you're going to smoke. And like with many other products, many factors can affect the price of this cigar. And here in the UK, in the case of premium cigars, these are the main ones: brand, age, size, import cost, price increase, and taxes. And as we know, the UK government taxes tobacco quite highly. So at the end of the video, I'm going to do a breakdown because I want to show you from the money you pay for that cigar, how much of that goes into taxes and duty. Branding in cigars work exactly the same as any other product. If it comes from a well-established brand that has a long history and they have proven that they produce great cigars, there is normally a premium that you're paying. So on the final price, on the price of the cigar, you're paying that premium, but that premium comes with the reputation of a good cigar. So you kind of know that if you pay a little bit more for that brand, you're getting a good cigar. So just be careful, because an expensive cigar doesn't mean that it's a good cigar. Some brands spend a little bit more on advertising, or sometimes they're lucky or they pay to be in one of these rankings and there's a lot of hype, then they'll increase the prices will shoot up because everybody wants to try the cigar. Don't be fooled. You know, just because it's expensive, it doesn't mean that it's a great cigar or a great brand. Now, aging is a big factor in cigars, and this can increase the price of the cigar a fair bit. And that's because if you say you are a manufacturer, you've made an investment and now it's time to collect all the tobacco, put it into the fermentation process and everything. The fastest way to make money is the moment you harvest. The quicker you sell it, the faster you get your money. It's a large investment that these people do to plant all the tobacco and then go through the fermentation, the curing, and the aging. So the quicker they sell the cigars, the quicker they get the money back. But some manufacturers decide to leave the tobacco there aging for 6 months, a year, even longer. The investment is large, and aging a tobacco leaf takes a lot of time and money. So there's more investment you put in. So I understand when this investment gets passed down to the consumer. My problem is that, and I'm sure you've heard it, you buy a box of Habanos and then they tell you, oh, it's a nice cigar, but it'll be nice if you age it in your humidor for 6 months, a year. That means that the tobacco hasn't been aged by the manufacturer. They want us to age the tobacco. And some people might like that. That's fine. You buy the cigar young and then you age it in your humidor, your conditions, your way. But the premium that is put on the end product when I go and purchase it, that's something you have to think about. This one explains itself. A larger cigar needs more tobacco leaves, so it's going to cost you more. So more of that raw material that is needed to create a larger cigar, whether it's thicker or longer. So if you're going to buy a Robusto and then you want to buy a Toro, then obviously the Toro should cost more. There's more tobacco on that. That's, kind of easy to understand why larger cigars might cost a little bit more. Not much more, a little bit more. Now, many of these cigars are produced in countries such as Cuba, Dominican Republic, Nicaragua. So from here, from the UK, they're quite far. And import costs go up and down. For example, during the pandemic, because there were shortages and stuff, prices skyrocketed. Now we have problems with the war, and then there's fuel prices and stuff. So this cost gets put on to the end product, and as a consumer you end up paying. So this is a factor that you have to think about when you buy a cigar and you're like, oh, it costs so much because, okay, it comes from the other side of the world and it's not close and shipping prices are high, and this is understandable. Now, all the points, including taxes that I'm going to touch next and price increase that I'm touching now, affects all the cigars, all the brands, every nation. That affects everything. But there has been a Habanos price increase that only affects Cuban cigars. And the reason I'm making this video is because I don't understand why the price increase, or what's the reasoning behind. As you can see, the aging, the transport cost, they all have a reason why it gets passed down to a consumer, why we pay that little bit extra for the cigar. But this price increase, the reason they said that there was going to be a price increase is because they want to align the prices with Hong Kong. Now, I have a friend that lives in Hong Kong, and we have compared prices before the price increase. And yes, I used to think that UK was the highest prices for tobacco, until I started to speak to him and compare prices. They pay really high. Now, I don't know why Habano have decided to increase the world prices to align them with the Hong Kong. What's the reasoning? And it wasn't just a little increase, it was a lot. For example, a cigar that I recommended not long ago, a Trinidad Reyes, is about £35 now. En Hoyo de Monterrey, Epicure number 2, 33 to 35 pounds, and the same goes for Partagas D4. They're around the same price. And a Cohiba Robusto is now 95 pounds. That's nearly 100 pounds for a Robusto size cigar. These cigars were like 15 to 19 pounds, so I don't understand why the big jump, why they tripled. I mean, the Cohiba more than tripled in price. What is the reason? Why are they doing this to not just the UK, but they're ripping off the whole world? I don't understand, and this is why I'm making this video. Maybe one of you can tell me, or maybe you want to also understand how cigars are priced and make your own assumptions if it's worth buying the Cuban cigars. But you know, they have skyrocketed, and they went from being, for me personally, a cigar that I would buy as a treat, like a Cohiba Robusto, to now a cigar that is out of my price range, is out of my budget. Is it really that good? Are they providing a well-aged quality product that is worth 95 pounds? Or even the Olla de Monterrey. Yes, it's a great cigar. I have a big love for that cigar. I started with that cigar. I made a video about the cigar. I always talk about that cigar, but is it worth 33, 35 pounds now when there are a lot of great cigars out there? So I don't know. I leave it up to you, but I wanted to touch. And if you're outside the UK, that's why I mentioned the prices, so you see how much they have increased. A cigar that was 15 to 20 pounds has gone now to 35 pounds. That's a big increase. For what? What are we getting for that big increase? If you live in the UK, or you know how tobacco is taxed in the UK, then you know we get taxed quite high. And the way that the UK government does it is by implementing something called excise duty. And the reason behind it is they say that it should discourage people from smoking and reduce its health impact. That's the reason they give us. And it's okay. I mean, this is a law, this is the government, we all have to pay taxes, we have to pay. It's not like the shop decided to put the price up, the distributor decided to put the price up, or a brand decided to put the price up. It is the government, it is law, we have to pay the taxes. We pay excise duty per kilogram, which is currently £327.92. Then we also pay VAT on top of that. I wanted to give you an example. I want to do a breakdown of an example cigar, and then we were going to find out how much goes into taxes and all of these fees that we have to pay for a cigar. For this, I decided to use, just as an example, a Robusto cigar, and I'm going to use an Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2 because everybody knows this Vitola and it's well-known cigar. They weigh around 15 grams. And let's say it cost around £2.50, which might not sound like much, but remember, this is from the manufacturer to the distributor. They buy in bulk, they get it cheap, sometimes a bit less, a lot more, depending on how aged. Many factors apply. But let's put an example of £2.50. Now, we take a 15-gram cigars. The duty on that will be £4.92. Then we add the price of the cigar, which will be £2.50. That will give us £7.42. We take the £7.42 and we add what? The VAT, 20%. We have £8.90. That's the price of the cigar plus the duty and the taxes. Now, to this we also have to add the shipping, which goes up and down and is expensive, storage, profit for the retailer, profit for the distributor, etc., and then VAT in all of this. We have a cigar that costs £2.50 to make, or they sell it at £2.50, and with all the duty and taxes, it goes up to £8.90. But with the shipping cost and profits and stuff, let's say £15. That's the price of a Robusto cigar, or that's the price a Robusto cigar should be, with profit, with distribution, with everything, around £15. Now, you remember when I said earlier that those Habanos used to cost around £15 to £20? Well, this is why I think, or this is why I chose this cigar, and I say that they probably used to cost £2.50, or maybe they still cost £2.50 to Habanos. So I don't understand how now a Cohiba Robusto can cost nearly £100. If you work it out, you pay your taxes, you pay your duty, the cigar should be around, say, £20. Say because it's a Cohiba, we pay £25 because of the heritage, the brand, all of this. But are we really getting aging? Are we really getting quality? Are we getting anything extra that we didn't 3-4 years ago? I don't know. You tell me. And if you think that these prices are too high and they are not reasonable, and you don't see what the benefit of paying extra is, then make sure you subscribe, because I am going to do a video where I'm going to recommend alternatives for way less. I mean, if you buy 3 Robustos, 3 Cohiba Robustos, you could probably buy a box of 10 cigars of the ones I'm going to recommend. So make sure you subscribe and you watch that video, because there will be some great alternatives. And if you've enjoyed this video, I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think. Are you going to carry on buying Habanos cigars? Do you think the price increase is justifiable anywhere? Watch last week's video over here, my playlist over here. And in the meantime, don't forget to smoke less, smoke the best.